Here we are in our next lesson where we're going to take a look at creating storage accounts. The objective includes, pretty simple, we're going to jump out to the Azure portal and look at creating storage accounts using all the information we learned in the last lesson. Let's jump over there now. Here we are out in the Azure portal, and the first thing I need to do is create a resource group for our storage account. So let's go into Resource Groups, click on Add here, and I'm going to select my subscription. It's going to be my pay-as-you-go subscription, and then I need to give the resource group a name. I'm going to call it storage account-RG. Next, I need to select the region for this resource group. I'm just going to select East US. And just to note, this isn't going to determine where our storage account is stored, just where the metadata for the resources for it are. Now that we've got our resource group created, let's go ahead and go to the resource, and we need to add our storage account to it. Click on Add. We'll search for Storage Account and select the first option here. And then we're going to click on Create. So here in the Storage Account Basics tab, our subscription and resource group are already selected, and I need to give the storage account a name. Remember, this has to be globally unique, so I'm just going to call it JBT for Jeff Brown Tech 2020. And the green check mark shows that this is good and it's unique, so we can use it. I'm going to skip the location for right now. Let's go look at our account kinds. We have our general purpose V1, V2, and blob storage. If I select V1, you can see our access tiers go away, which just goes back to show that it's not going to have all the latest features. If I select blob storage, we get our access tier back, but we have a note here about this is only going to apply to certain accounts inside our blob storage. So let's go ahead and go back and select our V2 kind, and then let's go take a look at replication. As you can see here, we have LRS, GRS, and RA GRS, but we don't have every option in here, and that's because of our location and region that we selected. So let's go back and scroll up and select East US, and then go take a look at our replication options again. You can see we have a lot more options now, including our preview ones. So I'm just pointing this out that the location of your storage account can affect other options that are available to you, such as the replication. Let's go ahead and select LRS. Next, we have our access tiers. I'm going to leave it at hot, and let's click on Next and go into networking. Right now, public endpoint is selected, meaning we can access this from inside Azure and from the internet. We'll discuss this more later in security modules. Finally, we have some more advanced things like security transfer, large file shares, and blob soft delete. I'll leave these at the defaults for right now. I don't need any tags, so let's go ahead and review and create. And once our validation passed, go ahead and click on Create. Now, it'll take a couple of minutes for this storage account to be provisioned, so I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back when it's complete. Our storage account is now available, so let's go ahead and select on Go to Resource, and let's go view some of the properties. You can see here on the overview page, we have our resource group that it's stored in, the status right now, the primary region is available, our location, our performance and access tiers, and our replication and account kind options. Next, let's scroll down here under Settings and Configuration and go take a look at some of our other options. Our first one here is the performance, and you can see we have Standard and Premium. But for right now, Premium isn't selected because we are unable to change the disk type after the storage account creation, something we talked about in the last lesson. Here we can enable secure transfer, and we also have the option of changing our access tier. If we switch over to Cool, it just gives us a notification that our billing may change. Let's go ahead and switch back to Hot. And we can also change our replication option after the storage account is created in case our business needs change. Let's go back to the overview page. And what I want to do next, let's go back to our resource group, and I want to create another storage account. So let's click on Add. We'll search for Storage Account again, select the first option here, and click on Create. What I'm going to do is create a general purpose V1 account so you can see how we can upgrade it. I'm just going to give the storage account a name, choose the same location. We'll choose LRS, and then general purpose V1. I don't need to select anything else. Let's go review and create. Our validation is passed, and let's click on Create again. And while this is deploying, again, it's going to take a few minutes. I'll pause the video. We'll come back when it's done so we can go in and look at how we can upgrade it to version 2. All right, our general purpose version 1 storage account is done. So let's go ahead and select Go to Resource. And under Settings, let's go check out Configuration again. And here right at the top, we have this warning here saying, hey, you can take this account and upgrade it to a general purpose V2 if you want. So what we're going to do is go ahead and select the upgrade button. We're going to type the account name to confirm that we want to upgrade it, and click on the upgrade button again. And you can see that was successful. Very easy to do to take your older storage accounts and upgrade them to the latest version. That does it for this demo. Let's jump back to the slides and wrap this lesson up. That does it for our demo, where we basically looked at creating storage accounts and the couple of different options that go into it. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at configuring the different storage account services inside of our storage account. See you in the next episode.